Each candidate will now be given 5 minutes to summarize any comments you could want to address to the business group. Again, it'll be your platform only and not to address the other candidate. By a draw of the card, candidate Block, you were selected to go first, so you have 5 minutes for your concluding remarks.
Thanks, Beverly. And thank you, everybody, for coming this morning, taking time out of your busy day. It's nice to see many of you that I know and have worked with in the past, and meet a few of you that I haven't met before. You know, it seems amazing to me that it's been a year since I started this campaign for the Public Regulation Commission. You know, District 3 is one of the largest in the state. It's the most geographically beautiful and the most diverse. I've traveled every part of the district from Clayton to Rio Rancho, Chama to Santa Rosa, and everywhere in between. I've met with citizens who have the same concerns as everyone in this room and everyone in the United States. After paying for high gasoline, housing, and food prices, how are they going to pay their bills? How are they going to conserve energy to save on high electric and gas prices? Will they be able to afford insurance to protect themselves in case of illness, auto accidents, or other injuries? These and many concerns are on their minds, as are on my mind as well. As I did in the primary election, and for the past several months, I talk to citizens about my candidacy. I tell them that I am not an expert on all these issues the PRC deals with, and I don't believe that anyone is. I do not promise pie-in-the-sky solutions to things that the PRC does not have jurisdiction over. One special interest group claimed they did not endorse me because I did not talk about solar roof panels. Ladies and gentlemen, I can assure you that PRC does not have any kind of authority over solar panels except for promulgating and enforcing net metering rules. I also point out to people that I'm committed to study and familiarize myself with the issues that come before the Commission and make responsible and fair decisions that benefit all New Mexicans. I was born and raised in northern New Mexico, as were my ancestors for many generations spanning hundreds of years. I graduated, like Beverly said, from St. Michael's High School and attended New Mexico State for a time. I've worked in financial fields many years. I started as a bank teller and worked my way up to bank officer. My employer saw promise in me and urged me to attend Western State School of Banking at the UNM Anderson School of Management, which hundreds of banking professionals in the state proudly have completed. Because of my training and work ethic, I was entrusted with opening a major branch and supervised multiple employees. I later worked in the land title industry, performing a broad range of duties. I believe that my educational training and financial work history will be invaluable in analyzing and making informed decisions about the cases that are before the PRC. You know, I'm very lucky to have a wonderful wife, Stephanie, who is here with me today. I have 2 sons, Jeremiah and Jaden, and I am very interested in youth activities because I believe that our youth are a precious resource and will be our future leaders. Again, I coach Little League baseball, basketball, and I'm a proud member of the Santa Fe Boys and Girls Club. I've learned a lot of things during this campaign. I feel that I'm a more informed, a better candidate today than I was when I first started. The election has showed me the power and abuse of power of the press. Because I was not their favorite candidate, I feel I've been subjected to many different kinds of harassment. A Santa Fe tabloid will print inaccurate information about me, and the mainstream press, without researching it themselves, will reprint the stories repeatedly. They have lied about my education. They have even gone as far as going to my parents' home, secretly tape recording my mother, and later playing it on the radio without her permission. They have published a black and white photo of me next to one of a color photo, and on. I could go on, but I have 2 minutes, so I'll stop. You know, as stated before, my priority at the PRC will make decisions based on the official record created in public hearings. I will approach all decision processes with the public interest paramount. I will not allow any preconceived biases to enter my decisions, which is what regulatory process is supposed to be, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you again. I thank Beverly, candidate Mr. Lass. Thank you for spending time here this morning with me. And all of you have a great day, and I want to ask you to consider my candidacy and your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Block. Candidate Lass, you have 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all for coming out this morning and being active participants in our democracy. Thanks to the Chamber and to the ACI for hosting this event, and the Hotel Santa Fe for a lovely breakfast and a great room. And thank you, Beverly, and thank you, Mr. Block, for coming out this morning. To reiterate, every time you pay your utility bills, whether that's as a homeowner or a business owner, the PRC affects your life. Every time you pay insurance premiums or you don't get the coverage you deserve, the PRC affects your life. Every time you or your neighbors need fire or emergency services, the PRC affects your life. And every time the government subsidizes antiquated coal plants instead of clean wind and solar, including the green-collar jobs that those are going to bring, the PRC affects your life. My name is Rick Lass, and I'm running for the Public Regulation Commission. I'm in this race because I believe it's critical that our government stands up for everyday New Mexicans, the families, working people, business owners, retirees, who are struggling every day to make ends meet. I've been a New Mexico resident since 1984. I came here to go to St. John's College. I earned a Bachelor of Arts degree. St. John's is a unique school in that it doesn't teach any specific career-oriented path, but it teaches how to read between the lines, how to ask tough questions, how to be a critical thinker. I've been working in politics in New Mexico for nearly 15 years to make sure that our government does the right thing for our people. I've lobbied on behalf of working people to raise the minimum wage and repeal the taxes on food and medicine. I've worked for the Santa Fe Independent Business Alliance on the Buy Local campaign to make sure that we remain in control of our own economic destiny here. I've worked as an advocate for voters to secure public campaign financing and paper ballots for our elections. And I was recently appointed by the Santa Fe's Mayor Koss to serve on our Public Campaign Financing Advisory Committee. Now I want to continue my work as a Public Relations Commissioner. This is a race with stark contrast between myself and my opponent, and I encourage you to do further research on our policies and our positions on our websites and in the newspapers and on the radio. I will bring fresh ideas and a new perspective to the Public Regulation Commission. I will stand up for strong consumer protections. I will fight for affordable utility rates. I will make sure people get comprehensive insurance coverage at reasonable rates, including much needed reform of the title insurance industry, and I'll do everything in my power to help create green-collar jobs and make New Mexico a leader in clean, renewable energy technology. This position is extremely important, and we must elect someone who is clearly committed to serving and qualified to represent all of us. I firmly believe in government accountability, and as your independent commissioner, I pledge to be accessible and responsive. The PRC has made great strides in the last 4 years towards greater transparency and accountability, and electing Rick Lass will help continue that trend. And above all, I understand that the role of an elected official is to be a public servant. I've been endorsed by the Santa Fe New Mexican, the Los Alamos Monitor, the Las Vegas Optic. I've received favorable editorials in the Albuquerque Journal and the Santa Fe Reporter and on numerous blog sites. I've also been endorsed by the Sierra Club, Conservation Voters New Mexico, and the Renewable Energy Industries Association. A recent poll done in Las Vegas shows me at 57% of the vote, and another poll shows the two candidates are neck and neck with a large number of undecided voters. With your help, we can win this election and elect a true public servant to the PRC. So please, on November 4th, cast your vote for Rick Lass for Public Regulation Commission.
Candidate Block, there was a slight breach. Would you like an additional minute?
You know, I didn't point out agencies that endorse me. You know, I've been endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police, the League of United Latin American Citizens, Pohuaque Pueblo. You know, there's several local elected officials. And again, I appreciate your support, your help in November as well.